Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to have a minute here before we start. I'm going to hand out some general chakra root sounds, mudras, and what they're connected with. No, I was just giving a little prelude to my teacher here. So yesterday, I'm back on my 300-hour track. So yesterday's class was really interesting. The first part was about pregnancy adaptations, and the second part was about chakras. And I thought, since neither one of us are pregnant, we might as well work on the chakra part. Makes sense, right? I know, thank God. Thank God is right. If maybe a tiny bit, sure. Yeah, can't hurt. Thank you. It's good. I don't want it to see me too well. Just wanted to see my Halloween pants. So what I learned yesterday, in addition to what I learned was that the energy centers scientifically have make a lot of sense in that they're connected to certain bundles of nerves called plexuses, and they correspond. Hi, Kitty. And they correspond to the energy centers of the body. So it makes sense that we say that the root chakra is about your hips and your pelvis, and it makes sense that we say the solar plexus is about right here, because they're actually literally connected with nerves and things that relate to it. So basically all it is like usual, it's like science finally catching up with some age-old wisdom that they didn't feel necessary to prove back then, but now we do. So this is for you in case you want to go over them later. Because they're kind of simple and fun. And we'll try the mudras together. So we'll start with Lam, which is the root chakra. And Lam is just the seed sound that goes with it. So there's Lam, Lam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Sham, and Om. And they're just the sounds that connect to them, as well as the colors that connect to them, but you don't have to know any of that to enjoy it. So Lam is the root chakra, of course, and it's the one that makes us feel secure, or we know when it's out of balance if we don't feel secure. But the thumb and index fingers touch, and the arms are straight, hands on knees, and the chakra sound is Lam. So I'll bring both hands there. I think I've seen another one where the hand was to here, but I might be wrong. So anyhow, I'm just going to go with that. This is also called Gyan Mudra, and it's also connected with wisdom. So in this position, we're just going to focus a little bit on the very, very base of the spine, and maybe bring into mind where our security feels right now. Being safe, having the roof over our head, having food, the basic necessities, and if they're being met. And then maybe looking in the past and seeing if there's a spot where you felt that was probably out of balance, where you did not feel secure, did not have that security to rely on. Now imagine the line running through the center of the body, in front of the spine, but behind the ribs. So all the way up nice and tall in a nice straight line, kind of like it reminds me of a glow stick, I guess, for Halloween. And the next glowing light would be just below, just above that, not into the navel yet, but just below, just above the pubic bone, and that's Vam, and that's called the sacral chakra. It's the center of creativity and passion. And for this one, we put our left hand on the bottom, our right hand on the top, and both thumbs come together like a pyramid. And the sound for this is Vam. And the element that goes with this one is water. So this is very fluid in this area. You can think about this as the sense of your creativity going from one thing to another. Some emotions in there, because that, of course, fuels creativity and passion. Maybe think of a time when you were stuck there, not feeling very creative, maybe, or passionate about anything, and then think of a time when you were. And then just take notice of where it is today, maybe somewhere in the middle. The thing about the energy centers is that they change all the time. So when it's rare that somebody would be stuck in one spot with all 7 chakras in the same place all the time. That's not what it's about. It's about ever changing and just noticing the flow and the change. The solar plexus is the next chakra center, 2 inches below the navel. And I always thought it was much higher than that, but that's what this one says. And our mudra for this is place both hands between your heart and your stomach. Oh, and they can be this way. That's why I'm having a hard time. And this one has their thumbs crossed. So kind of right there in that, that's where the, where I imagine the solar plexus as being. This is the center of energy, of willpower, of determination. They also know now that a lot of ideas come from the gut. They're actually things that relate to or similar to brain cells in the gut. And so when they say gut reaction or what's your gut feeling, there's probably a good reason behind that. There's an actual connection to the brain. The sound for the solar plexus is Ram. The heart chakra is the next one, and center of love and compassion. Right hand, index finger, and thumb touching at heart center, with maybe like this. Left hand in same mudra, resting on the knee. The chakra sound is Yam. Besides love and compassion, the heart chakra is really important as kind of a bridge up into the more ethereal chakras rather than the physical. So we have a lot of connection with the earth with our root chakra, and connection with the heavens and spirit with our crown chakra. And the heart is kind of that in between, that bridge from one to the other. And today we're just going to open up the heart just a little bit by dropping the shoulders, bringing the shoulder blades together, and just noticing maybe does that make a difference in that energy center, trying to kind of pull out, kind of trying to express itself, that we keep kind of closed in unsafe conditions. Let's see if you can feel the breath actually flowing in and out of the heart center. And next energy center along the way is the throat chakra, expression. And here we, fingers interlaced and thumb tips touching. And I don't believe you have to come to the throat to do that. I believe it's just right here. So again, another really good one for expression, not necessarily vocal expression. Expression of our feelings, our words, our poetry, our music. Remembering maybe a time when you were afraid to express. And compare that with where you feel right now, this moment. Could be the same, could be different, but we know it fluctuates. So remember a time when it was difficult. Remember a time when it was not so difficult. And the seed sound that goes with the throat chakra is hum. The next energy center in our line is Sham, the third eye chakra. Hands in front of the lower part of your breast. Middle fingers stand up, tips touching. Other fingers bend at joints. So you're kind of folding the other ones, and it's a long Sham. We'll focus on the third eye. It's suggestive of our intuition and our wisdom, and also our perception. So in this position, just kind of go to that area in your forehead, right between your eyebrows. Make a little pinpoint there as your focus for meditation. And concentration, anything that you need to focus on. That's kind of your pinpoint. Relaxing the rest of the body and just feeling trusting, maybe, or if you don't feel trusting, think about feeling trusting, about trusting that center of intuition, perception, and wisdom. This is the part that we go to when we go through our 5 layers and find that wisdom mind. The sound is shine. The crown chakra, and at the top of the head. The hands in front of your stomach, fingers interlaced, little fingers pointing upward, and the rest come back. The chakra sound is Om. This is our connection between our physical body and the spiritual life. And think of it as the afterlife, or just whatever lies beyond our air, in our space. Release the mudras. Just let the hand rest completely down onto the arms. Let yourself just wiggle out a little bit, feeling nice and comfortable. And we're going to start once again just with the names of the chakras and the placement. So Ram is, well, it's actually our tailbone or our pelvic floor. Vam coming up into the sacral chakra, our center of creativity. Ram into the solar plexus, our doing, our determination. Yam into the heart chakra, moving into the upper chakras. Throat, center of our expression. Third eye. And finally, top of head. Om. connection with our physical body. I mean, between our physical body and the space above us. So now that we have kind of a visual of what that looks like, we're going to move into a little bit of postures that go with them. And again, relate to the nerves and bundles of nerves that go with the actual energy center. So we're combining sort of science and yoga together. And the first thing we're going to come into is just a simple cat-cow. Just to, yes, this is yours, cat, cat, the cat. And this is just because we were sitting and we're just going to get a little bit of movement going on a cool morning. And then we'll spread the knees when you're ready and come into child's pose. So a nice comfortable child's pose today, whichever gets you down as low as you can to the ground comfortably. If you need a block underneath your head or anything like that, go ahead and place that under your head if that helps. And we're just feeling our connection to the earth. This is one of the poses that gets you most connected to the earth because most of your body is on it. There's another one that feels very good to me for connecting to the earth, and that's with our legs out. And our arms can be out in kind of like goalposts, and we bend one knee up towards the chest and let the head rest. This to me is super relaxing. Everything open, everything touching the earth, every part of the body practically. How does that feel?
Look at you.
Oh. You're a yoga cat. You're totally a yoga cat. You need to pose for me. Yeah. This is almost like a tree pose on the ground. Just kind of soaking up whatever energy you find down there on the earth. We're going to move to the other side when you feel ready. Noticing if one side feels a little more comfortable to you than the other. A little more restful, a little bit heavier. Whatever you feel here is perfect. And one more time, just bring your attention to that line of energy from your tailbone, pelvic floor, all the way up through the top of your head. See if you can picture how that looks right now. If you were to be able to see it and look through the body, what position would it be in? And imagine that the energy of the earth and the body is flowing through that beautiful long line, that pole from tailbone up to top of head. And picture it flowing smoothly. Maybe you picture it like lights or a light. We'll bring both legs down for a moment, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and pushing up into a very soft down dog. So tucking the toes, and be very gentle, pushing the hips up to the sky. First downward dog of the day, being nice and soft with yourself, pressing the heels, and maybe rising the heels, pressing, and then rising. Now the root and the next chakra are very close together, so they're really connected. We're going to bring the right leg in front as we bring the left knee down and come into a nice long lunge here. Just opening up where your body feels its best, where you feel like it's the most gentle on your hips and knees. And just bring your awareness from that safety root chakra into just a little bit higher, the sacral chakra, center of passion, creativity. Lean back just a little bit so the knee is right over the ankle. Place the left hand down and open up to the sky with the right hand. Take a nice deep breath. Reach a little bit higher, a little bit taller. Feel that gentle twist in the lower body. And then bring it on down. We're going to lift our back leg up. And we'll take a little forward fold here as we come with a wide-legged forward fold to the center of our mat. Let the forehead drop, let the top of head drop. Round everything down. Soften the knees as much as you like. And maybe focus on that little spot just above the pelvic floor, just below the navel. And then coming around to the other side, now your left side should be in the front. And your right knee will drop. And we'll come to the same lunge as we did before, coming forward as much as you like. Wiggling around just a little bit, letting the hips sort of move as if they're in liquid. And then coming up nice and tall with the knee right over the ankle, right hand down, left arm reaches up to the sky. Feel a twist in the lower body, power and strength in the arms. Bring the arm down. We're going to come all the way around again with another forward fold. Let the forehead rest down to the earth. And let's begin to think about the next chakra, which is the sacral, which is just underneath the ribs. And we're going to come to a halfway lift. Hands can come onto the legs. Keep the head down, looking straight at the ground, in line, neck in line with the spine. And just pull the belly muscles in towards the spine. Keep breathing. Just engaging the core muscles. Bringing hands back down onto the ground. We're going to walk ourselves around again. This time, both feet come back. Hands down onto the ground. We're coming into our plank pose. Again, we're really engaging all of the areas, all three areas, and activating all three of the chakras that we've gone over already: root, sacral, and solar plexus. Come back into down dog. Tiptoe forward. And come into your mountain pose. Once again, feeling that connection from the solar plexus to the top of the body and to the bottom of the body. So it's kind of like acting like that bridge, the part. Arms all the way up to the sky, nice and long. Bring the hands into heart center and bring the hands all the way down towards the chest. And engage the belly, pulling in, tightening. And then softening on your forward fold. Stay here and breathe in a natural manner, let the head hang. Ragdoll pose, being as soft and loose as you can. Nice deep breath in, deep breath. Bring the hands forward just a little bit more. And with our inhale, we're going to bring the right leg up to the sky, standing splits. Pushing the left heel down. And then swap it out. Right leg comes down, left arm reaches up. Power coming from the core. And back down again. Both legs down and together. Roll yourself up when you're ready, nice and easy. We'll step our right foot forward and bring our left foot back, turned out a bit and widen so that your hips are facing forward, somewhat forward, towards the front of the mat. Perfect. So shift your hips gently. Feel yourself leading a little bit with the solar plexus and bring the arms up to the sky. Warrior one. See if you can bend another 1/2 inch in the front knee. Beautiful. Hold right here for 3, 2, drop the shoulders, 1, nice. Now let's see what happens if we reach forward. You can hold on to the ground, touch the ground with fingertips, lift the left leg back, straight back, and come into warrior 3, a really, really tough pose. Arms come forward into a T, your body's in a T. Whoa. Nice, beautiful. Stay 3, 2, 1, hands down to the ground and bring the left leg back to meet the right. Roll up nice and easy. And notice difference between left and right leg, left and right side. Maybe a little tightening in the belly area. And we'll bring the right leg back, turn it out a little bit, widen as much as you need to. Turn the hips forward into our warrior one, leaning in. Nice. Arms up to the sky, relaxing shoulders. Once again, reaching like heaven and earth. So feet planted on the ground, arms reaching up to the sky. Aiming for our warrior three. So bringing arms forward, lifting right leg, coming into your T position, reaching the arms out in front, going over. Nice, bring the hands down to the ground. Let both legs relax next to each other. And roll yourself up once more. Hands all the way up to the sky. And now down into the heart. Moving into the heart chakra. We'll do one series of warriors before we come down and do some serious heart openers. So let's open up the legs. Turn one leg out, doesn't matter which one. You can bring that knee over the ankle and reach out wide to the edge of the knee. On your inhale, bring your right arm down to your right arm down. Left arm up, look up to it if you like, or let the head just hang, and reverse into your peaceful warrior. Breathe naturally. Next inhale, lift it up. On your exhale, reach forward, drop the bottom arm down into your side angle. Come on back up. Straighten both legs. Turn the opposite foot out. Bend the knee over the ankle. Arms come out. Feeling strength in the open heart. Nice deep breath in. And exhale into your peaceful warrior. Maybe giving a little bit more into that knee. Nice breathing normally. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, extend out, drop the bottom arm, reach the top one to the sky. So again, reaching from floor to ceiling, earth to sky. Come on back up on your right. Turn both toes out, come to your forward fold again. Noticing how in your inversion, your back opens up a little bit and lengthens, and that whole line of chakras comes into balance, into a straight line. From the tailbone to the low back, to the belly, and into the heart. Bring hands down onto the mat. Walk the feet closer a little bit together and come down onto your knees. And you can sit on your heels with knees with toes tucked, or all the way back onto your heels with feet flat, whatever feels best to you. I'm just going to find our heart opener here with our hands behind us on the low back. So bring the shoulder blades together, bring the elbows together, pushing the heart forward. And focusing on beautiful light in the heart today. Maybe it looks like a green light. That's the plug negativity to it, but it doesn't matter. It can look like anything you want. And just feel a little bit of opening here. A little bit of comfort in opening into your own being, your own self. Bring the hands forward, we'll untuck the toes. Sitting back a little bit on the heels. To stretch the toes in the opposite direction of the back and the intense opening. And we'll move into just a little bit more of that heart opener. So I'm going to have you do supported fish with the block underneath your back lengthwise. And then, I knew that, I'm not sure. probably hiding in plain sight. Can't see it yet, but it's okay. I can use the blanket or the towel. The towel's perfect, actually. Would you prefer the towel? That's actually. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put that. I'm also going to give you something for your head, though, because if your head hangs off it, it might not be very comfortable. We want this to be a comfortable opening of the chart. I would do that way. Yeah. And then if you don't like it, we'll change it. But I would try that first. So you're going right between your shoulder blades. Not so high up that it's in your head, because that's what your other pillow is for. Perfect. That's it. It can be a little intense at first, so if it feels like too much, you want another one under your head?
This is okay.
Is that good? Okay. If it gets heavier, let me know. And we're just going to find our breath here for a moment. Sort of feeling the shoulder blades wrap around the block underneath. Feeling the heart as one of the highest points of your body. And feeling the breath literally come in and out of the chest. So rising and falling with the heart. Or in the heart area. We'll focus on kind of the obvious part of the heart, which is love. See if that word brings up for you. See if you can widen the amount of love that you share. It's unlimited. See if you can spread it out into the room, into the town, into the state, into the world. And the feeling of bravery and being unafraid of that love. Let's roll off the block very gently onto one side and remove it. And just for a moment, let's stay in our seed pose, our fetal position, just gently resting the body after that nice little heart opener. Forgot to mention that was also a throat opener because we had our head open. Let's softly and mindfully come back up to sitting, and this time coming onto the belly in any way that feels right to you.
I just age of this tree.
Oh, I know. Maybe you can't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should learn to share. You're such a doll. You're such a beautiful beauty. Oh my gosh. And our hand underneath that. I know you know. I know. Okay, I'm aware of that. Hands underneath shoulders, forehead down towards the earth. Zip up the legs and lift gently up just the head and opening the neck just a little bit. Push the shoulders down away from you. Nice. And then come on down gently to the floor, forehead rests onto the floor. So we're just going to focus right now on our sense of expression, our amount of expression. Do we feel like there's way too much to say and we're quiet? Do we feel like we're oversharing? Or does it feel just right? Sharing what's important. We'll bring our forehead down to the ground. The best one I know for the third eye is just to roll it gently left and right onto the mat and give it a nice little massage. Obviously, this is more internal than some of the others. Can't see it. But representing our sense of wisdom, our perception, our intuition, and allowing them to come through in spite of our thoughts and our wisdom and our knowledge or whatever we think is correct. Trusting our instincts and our feelings. And then bring it just to center, let it go, let the shoulders drop, bring the arms in any position that feels right to you. We'll get to the crown chakra when we do a little meditation, but I'm going to have you go back to our initial pose, which is that fallen tree or whatever we call it, with one knee bent, arms coming out, not too high. Leg comfortably bent. Softening down into the earth, kind of hugging the earth. Begin to notice your breath, your entire body filling and emptying from the earth. When we inhale, the belly presses into the earth, chest presses into the earth, keeping the arms and legs. And then as we exhale, we soften and the earth fills in those cavities. Beautiful breathing of the body. We'll straighten that one leg and switch it over to the other one just to be even on the body. Letting head rest, letting shoulders be soft. Again, breathing with the earth. And bring both legs down together. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And pick yourself up into a high cobra, or as high as you like to be. Just for a nice stretch of the front of the body and a nice compression of the back. Then fold yourself back. Did you insult the cat? Come into your child's pose. Knees apart, forehead down to the earth, arms as long as you can. Nice deep breath in, nice soft deep breath out. Come back up to your comfortable seat and maybe use your little meditation cushion. And we'll go through one more time just the various line of energy sectors. See if they feel any different. See if you feel somewhat aligned and even. Doesn't have to be a really big thing that you notice, just happens sometimes. So base of the spine. Just above the base of the spine, creativity. Just below the belly button, solar plexus, doing, determination. Into heart, love and compassion. Into throat, expression. Into third eye, perception, intelligence, wisdom rather. And finally into the crown chakra. So in the crown chakra, we're just going to let our hands rest wherever they feel comfortable. If you feel like taking the mudra, it's always appropriate, but you don't have to, just letting the fingers curl naturally. And imagining the breath flowing from the tailbone, from the base of the spine, all the way up that beautiful line in the middle of the body. And all the way out through the top of the head, so the energy continues into the universe. On the exhale, it flows from the top to the bottom, maybe dripping like a candle. Whatever your imagination sees is perfect. Feeling an emptying, compressing, and opening, lifting and lowering, all the opposites you can think of, all in one with your breath. Maybe trying that focus again behind the eyes or behind the eyebrows, right in the middle. As if your eyes were actually looking at that little pinpoint there. And coming out of our physical body and into the real people that we are, the real energy that we are. And feeling that energy connect up to the sky, up to the heavens, wherever you feel connected. Imagine the breath hitting each one of those chakras, those energy centers on the way up and down. Just noticing any differences that you feel in your body. Maybe it feels very smooth today to rise up and down. Maybe it feels a little bit chunky. That's okay. Choppy. Feeling as aligned as we can at this very moment. We'll go into our loving kindness meditation. Starting at our best point possible. So being as relaxed, comfortable, balanced as we can. Find that beautiful light that lives right behind the heart. The goodness, the perfection, the divine that lives within us. Imagine that connection going out into the world, connecting with all the other beautiful souls out there. Sending this wish first to ourselves, may I be happy, healthy, strong in mind, body, and spirit. May I be safe and free from harm. May I be peaceful, loving, content. May all of my actions be for the good of beings everywhere on the planet. Bring to mind our loved ones, our friends and family, close and far. Send that beautiful golden light out to each one of them. Feel the connection with their hearts and send them this wish. May I be happy and healthy, strong in mind, body, and spirit. May I be free from any kind of harm. May I be content and peaceful. May all of my actions be for the good of beings everywhere on the planet. Send that golden light even further to people across the world. People we don't know, people we'll never know. All the living creatures, under the sea, in the sky, and on the land. May you be happy and content. May you be healthy, strong and flexible in mind, body, and spirit. may be safe and free from harm. May be content and peaceful, and may everything that you do be for the good of beings everywhere on the planet. Bring hands into heart center when you're ready, tapping gently on the sternum. Bringing back a little awakening in the body. Deepening your breath, feeling the connection once again from top to bottom of the body. And bringing the hands to stillness. Find that beautiful light once more. The beautiful light of the divine lives within each of us. Mind sees and bows and celebrates the beauty of yours. Peace, peace, peace. Okay. Wonderful. Thanks, that's sweet. Well, thanks for trying that out with me. I appreciate it.
Did you record that?
I did, I hope so. Oh shit, maybe not. If I didn't, I'm gonna scream right now.
It'd be just like
It would be just like me.